All right, we are back, and I am extremely excited for many reasons that we are closer to ISTE, 1 week closer than we were last week when we kicked this off. And yesterday, literally like 5:30 Eastern time, I got off a flight from Dallas. I was just at an event in Lubbock, Texas, and getting off the plane represents multiple things besides just coming home, going back to work. It represents that the next stop for me is ISTE, and I cannot wait as this week builds up. We have a couple weeks before then, but we're getting everybody fired up, meeting some amazing folks. I actually had a chance to see one of the ISTE 20 to watch in Lubbock. Kristen Brooks was there. She'll be on in a coming episode, but we have 3 more amazing presenters tonight. And we also bring back, he made it through the first cut. So Rob, you made it through last week. How you feeling? You can't be 0 for 2 with the mute, man. All right.
I'm good. Thank
you. All
you.
right, there he is. Whew, you made me nervous.
Yeah, no, there was a little lag in the computer, and I knew I heard you, but I'm caught up. I'm good. I'm so pumped and psyched for ISTE 2, man. It's getting closer, and you can like feel it. Talking to people and looking online, Twitter, and everywhere, and everybody's so psyched for it, man. It's gonna be cool.
Awesome. And of course, we want to welcome in our feature guests. They're not here to talk to just the two of us. We want to hear from Dr. Michelle Eckler, one of our amazing 20 to watch at ISTE. Michelle, welcome aboard.
Hi, it's nice to see you all.
Nice to see you. Did I get that right, Michelle Eckler?
Yep, that's correct.
Awesome. So for those watching, and I hear it's the first interview you've had, so I feel excited and privileged to have you on. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So my name is Michelle Eckler. I'm actually very new to the technology world. I've been an educator for 22 years. My first 20 years were in English language arts. So I was a high school English teacher, and then was a supervisor of English language arts in 2 different districts. And during lockdown and the pandemic, I kind of just took the bull by the horns with technology and kind of took a lot of the lead in our district in getting us up and running with distance learning and everything. So 2 years ago, our district decided to create a position, Supervisor of Technology for Teaching and Learning. And there was a no-brainer. I applied for the position and got it. So I've been doing that for the past 2 years. And this past year, I also took on the role of administrator of our virtual learning academy. Wow. Which is a nighttime program for our high school kids where they can earn extra credit at night.
Wow.
Awesome. So what got you into this space? Like, as you said, this was a no-brainer, but for some, they would be like, all right, that's a jump from the roles that you had.
It was. Honestly, so it's interesting because I actually have a home office, but I'm not in it right now because my children are wild. I have a 9-year-old and an almost 5-year-old, and they're ready for school to be over and they're loud. But I'm actually in the space right now where I was when we went into lockdown. I didn't have a home office then at the time. And so I was crammed into a tiny little spot in the back of my bedroom where we just learned all we could about Google Classroom. We had never used it before. We started using Kami. At the time, we were using a variety of different mediums with Google Slides. And it just really interested me. The more I could learn about Google Meet, I was the second person in the district to become Google Level 1 certified, the second person
Awesome.
in the district to become Google 2. For a long time, I was the only Google trainer in the district. And then that was when I was still ELA supervisor, and a friend of mine had just said, I'm doing this ISTE certification. I don't know, it's really hard. And I was like, I'll look into it. And so I did, and then I ended up joining a certification cohort and got my certification in, I think it was December of last year, of 2021, December of 21. And that kind of just, I don't know, everything just grew from there. I mean, when I say my life is technology, I go from using Chat GPT to develop crazy Google app scripts to run things in Google Sheets to just simply helping someone figure out how to make a slide shift properly in Google Slides.
Do you miss the classroom?
It's hard to say. I've been out of the classroom since 2009. So I do miss the kids, but with Virtual Academy, I'm able to get in and visit with the kids more often. They do communicate with me, if they're absent, or if, we have a lot of events going on at night right now. So a lot of them have been missing classes. I have a couple at an award ceremony tonight. Can't fault them if they're at an award ceremony. So I get some contact with them. Sometimes I miss teaching, the actual act of teaching. But I get to do a lot of that with adults. So it's just learning a different, moving from pedagogy to andragogy is just the shift.
Absolutely. And for those of you out there watching, make sure if you have questions to chime in. We have one of our future guests on as well, Greta Sandler. Nice to have you here watching. Maybe you're doing the same thing Michelle was doing last week, prepping to make sure you have it down or not.
No, supporting fellow award winners.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect. I like it. That works.
That's good.
So, Michelle, you have your session, Engaging Adult Learners, creating these courses for free using tech tools, Tuesday, June 27th, 12 to 1. As people scroll through the massive agenda, why are they stopping at yours, and tell them what they're going to learn?
So anyone that does professional learning regularly knows how hard it is to get people to somewhere, right? That's the hardest part, is you want to provide people with opportunities to learn new things, but getting them all into a singular place and getting them to be able to just engage, especially when it's after school hours or during the summer, it's really difficult. So the idea behind my session is to be able to create those courses where you want people to learn things, but that they could do on their own time. And most people do that. People who sell that do this with these crazy, insane things that you can purchase. But not all of us have those resources, and not all of our school districts have those resources. So the idea is that there are free tools that you can use, things that your district doesn't have to pay for, to provide your staff with access to learning at their own pace. And so I've done a lot of playing around with different ways to use Google, different ways to use the free version of Nearpod, the free version of Cami. Those are, it's the free version. Well, Wakelet's all free. But, all of those tools that will allow someone to design that. And so I want to take people through from start to finish. I asked in the presentation, setup I did, I said, please come with an idea, just something you want to put together. Because I want people to leave with a sketch of what they might do, with a lot of tools and a lot of templates that they can use to create that. Because I've had to do that myself. And it's not easy to do the first time, but once you get everything down, it's just a matter of adding your content in.
Those are the greatest types of sessions. I've gone to so many of them, but the ones where you go in with a plan and come out with tools to implement the plan, it's just so much more rewarding. So cool.
A little nerve-wracking though. It's in a room that holds 227 people.
Oh boy!
Right,
and the largest I've ever had is about 98 people in a room. So if I go the full 227,
200, whatever.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about is this community leader, and it was being involved in ISTE and ed tech for about 10 years now. It was one that I hadn't heard of. Can you tell us what it is, really tell me. I'm just more curious, and I have you here. And two, what's your involvement in it?
Sure. I think it was right after I got my certification, I don't know where I even got it. Maybe it was an email or something to apply to be a community leader. And I think it was bred out of the old PLNs. I think that's what they called them. Basically, it's a group of us who want to be involved in just helping out in ISTE in a variety of ways. And so we meet monthly. Margaret Atkinson, who I'm sure many of you have seen on Twitter, or she's one of the community leaders, and Lauren Kelly is also one of them. They're the two at ISTE who kind of like lead the whole group. We meet monthly. And we do a variety of things. So there's actually like an ISTE community leader podcast. We did a newsletter a couple times that I actually am hoping to help revive in the coming months. There's Twitter chats. The community leaders are actually the ones, if you watch the expert webinars, and then they have those slow chats after the expert webinars. Those are run by community leaders. I believe Greta, who's watching, actually helps out with that. So there's, it's just really being a volunteer to help as much as possible, not just at the conference, but throughout the year with ISTE.
And how can someone be part of that?
So I believe an email usually goes out to anyone who's an ISTE member sometime in May, offering up the opportunity to sign up to be an ISTE community leader. And then they go through all of the people who apply, and they'll choose people. There's a large group of us. It's pretty big. So I don't think, people aren't regularly kicked out of community leadership. They want a lot of volunteers. So this is my second year as a community leader. And I did obviously put my name in to go for year 3, but we haven't heard back yet. So
awesome. So what are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, besides 4 days and my children are going to be home with my husband and mother-in-law.
All right, so let me rephrase that. What are you looking
Win-win.
forward to the second most?
The second most. My schedule is so packed already for ISTE. There's a lot of the social events I'm excited about. There's a community leaders meetup, the certified educators, there's a Google meetup. I think I decided to sign up for the karaoke thing.
Great.
I won't be singing, just going to watch other people sing. And honestly, I haven't been to a conference in a long time. The last time I went to a conference was the National Council of Teachers of English conference back in 2013. So just getting into the vendor hall and meeting with people, seeing what they have, understanding different things. And honestly, I am drawing a blank on his name right now, but the guy who stars in oh gosh, why can't I remember the name of the TV show right now?
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary, thank you. The guy who stars in that, like, my husband already told me, you got to try to get up there and see if you can introduce yourself to him, because my husband's not an educator, but we both love Abbott Elementary. We watch it.
It's a great
start
show.
to finish. Yeah.
Awesome. So you did your homework. You know what's coming next. But before you do that, so I'll give you a minute to pause. You talked about karaoke. Rob, you want to tell about the event that Tech is holding?
So on Monday night, we're having a happy hour in a really wonderful place. We've got bowling, we've got karaoke, we've got food, open bar. We're going to be at booth 1114. So booth 1114. Come on by, ask for a ticket. It'll be a lot of fun. And we'd love to see as many educators there as possible.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to that and checking out the booth as well. And we'll be podcasting live. Come by, check out Rob and I, and just have some fun. It'll be live, so you can walk back and make funny faces, whatever you got to do. So, Michelle, we'll get you out of here on this. When we say stronger together, what does that mean to you?
I see it as the idea of finding your tribe. Right? You need to find the people that have like interests and like-minded as you. And I think I've found that in ISTE community leaders and the other ISTE certified educators, because everyone comes from somewhere different, but we all come together on the idea that, good use of technology in the classroom can change so much for kids. And that's what our goal is. So
Awesome. Well, I like it. Well, it was
That's a
great to.
great answer.
It absolutely is, and it was great to meet you, meet you, and I look forward to meeting you in person in
Yeah,
Philadelphia. If I
19
can,
days.
19
19
days. If
days.
I
That's
can,
all that's
Countdown
left.
is on.
if I can keep up with your busy schedule.
Yeah.
So, for those watching now, who's looking forward to seeing Stephanie next, she's going to be in 2 weeks. She couldn't make it next, but we'll be back here live in about a half hour when we have two amazing guests coming on. So, Rob, as always, we'll see you back here, and it's great to have you a part of this. And
Thank you.
Michelle, we look forward to seeing you in 19 days.
Absolutely.
19 days.
We'll see you then.
All right.